So I'd just done a video of the silver MRG in the freezing fog, and I went inside and I thought, hang on, this weather, it won't always be here, and I'm going to have to capitalize and grab another G-Shock for this frozen fog. And I thought it's going to have to be the TFC with the thin red line and the blue text. And I thought I'll quickly shove it in front of the camera here so that you can see it. And then maybe if I can brave this weather, I can do a talk as well. But for just for the next minute or two, I'll just show the TFC. So I've just positioned the camera in a way that allows me to take this off and show you on camera. And yeah, once again, the diffused light might show this. I'm just trying to get the autofocus to work. There we go. I don't know if you can see the blue of the text there, but it is cool. There we go. That might show it very well. Look at that. That is cool. And yeah, the one thing that the MRG doesn't have is the blue text there. This is the one thing that the stainless steel DLC TFG has over the MRG. It has the original display with the thin red line and the blue text. You know, this goes back, this is 40 years old colouring. This design you are looking at here is 40 years old, and they are still making watches to this design. And there's the profile. So this is the all DLC gunmetal dark grey colourway. And I think I've mentioned in the other videos, this bracelet is DLC gunmetal. It isn't the black of the B5000 GD-1. This actually is a gunmetal colour. And on camera, it can look a little different, and I think I show that right there. Because the case is shiny, I think it's reflecting more light, which makes it look that the colour match isn't there. But I can tell you in other lights, it does look the same. It's just the light play. And I think in other videos I've shown this against the GMW-B5000G and with the GD bracelet. And you can see that this is a lighter colour than the Darth Vader. I do like the Darth Vader. For some reason, that, you know, stealthed out black full metal square, it is cool. But you can't take away the coolness of this with the thin red line and the blue text. And I'm just going to zoom out again and let's see if it automatically zooms in. Yeah, some reason the lens sometimes, the autofocus doesn't seem to work. And if it said to me it's because it's cold, I could believe it, because we are sub-zero here. Actually, we might have got to 0 at this point, because it is 10:46 in the morning. But yeah, once again, look at that. Isn't that cool? And whilst I'm talking to you, I've thought to myself, you know, I'm not sure. Actually, let me pause for a moment. Hold on. Thought I would do is I'm literally behind this camera is drinking another coffee. I'm actually having another coffee to keep warm. And yeah, for some reason it doesn't always autofocus. And I want to just put it in this mode again, because it will pick it up. There we go. Look at that. I thought the colouring on this was superb. And yeah, I've got a feeling that this year, so right now we are in February 23, But this year is Casio G-Shock's 40th anniversary. And what you're looking at here is what all the noise is about. This was designed 40 years ago, and this was the G-Shock Square. Now, the original was exactly this colorway, but the outer case was resin, and it didn't have the solar function or the multiband 6, but I think everything else was there. So what you're looking at today is something that was designed 40 years ago. Also, it didn't have the bracelet, so the bracelet is a new addition. But, you know, what I find amazing is, you know, this is new, I suppose, and it's 40 years, and it was designed 40 years ago. You can't say that about a smartwatch. I mean, you can say it about Rolex and a lot of other reinterpretations and reeditions of watches. But one thing for sure is that this is almost identical to the design of 40 years ago. And it is very cool. I do like the mist in the background. It, I don't know, it sort of goes with G-Shock, doesn't it? And that's why I grabbed the camera and I thought, I've got to brave this cold weather and get back out there because it is worth seeing. And I was going to walk around a little bit, but I realised I need 3 hands unless I walk and hold on a second, let me see if I can do that. If I was wanting to make it, you know, visually interesting, so there we go. I suppose it's a little interesting, and I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, I'm trying to do too many things here because I've got a one hand holding the camera, the other hand has this this watch, and I thought it looked good against the mist and fog, and yeah, there we go. And you know, I think at that, because I'm freezing, after this I might try and do a walk and talk. So if you see me struggling, that's what I'm doing. But at this point, if you don't want to hear the walk and talk, you can switch off now, and that's totally fine. But what I may do is a walk and talk after this. So this is if you don't want the walk and talk, switch off now. But if you want the walk and talk, just keep going, and I'll, I'll have something to say. Okay, hold on. And goodbye for now. So this is the walk and talk, and if you don't like the state of my messy hair and this cold, freezing environment, now's the time to switch off. But I hope you enjoyed the G-Shock TFC that was before this, because it's I'm really liking the G-Shock at the moment, and I am finding that the G-Shock watches have become my favourite go-to wristwatch. You know, it's what I'm wearing all the time, and you know, that's in the context of having an Apple Watch to wear, or a mechanical timepiece, and I'm certainly heading towards the G-Shock every time. And I read a comment somewhere from someone, and it said that the you know, that G-Shocks are so much better than smartwatches because, you know, smartwatches don't last very long. And I think I've said something similar to that a few times. And I know that there are watch channels out there that are, you know, they're so derogatory towards the Apple Watch and smartwatches. And I better not say the channels, but I'm sure you know them. But my goodness, they think the smartwatch is they liken it to a tumour or, you know, a cancerous growth on your wrist. And I think, you know, that is it's a little bit harsh to call the Apple Watch, you know, a tumour on your wrist. And but they are saying that they're not very good, and no, they're not saying that. They're saying that they just don't want to wear them over a mechanical watch or over another watch. And I've done a bit on mechanical, digital, and smartwatches, and I've used myself. I'm drinking this to keep me warm, and I find that the caffeine does wake you up and helps you talk to camera. And lots of the time, chatting to camera is very difficult. And I know that I could have a prompt or a list of things, and I have to do that. It's just that these days I am pretty busy, so I literally grab the moment. Anyway, back to G-Shock and smartwatch tumors on your wrist. Yeah, so I was looking at some comments on other channels and listening to other watch channels, chatting about smartwatches, mechanical watches and digital watches. And I kept on chuckling when some other channels are so against the Apple Watch. They really don't like it. And I understand that, because it is measurement of how good mechanical watches are. And I suppose it's an appreciation for the artistry in the design and the manufacture of mechanical watches is so good. I mean, if you look at most mechanical watches, even the cheaper end watches, if you look at the engineering that's gone into these things, it is amazing, and the design is absolutely amazing. And actually straight away it brings me, it makes me think of the 40-year-old design of the G-Shock Square. I'm going to say that again. The G-Shock Square was designed 40 years ago, 40. That isn't 4 years ago, it's 40. And they are still making it today. And all they've done is beef up the module, beef up all the technology around it, and make it better. But they've just kept the design. So it's like saying Kiku Aibe, who designed the G-Shock Square, hey, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. And we are struggling to better it. And instead of bettering it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why don't we make 1,000 other iterations? And why don't we launch the Frogman, which, when I first came across the Frogman, I thought, hold on, they've made this watch asymmetrical. They've offset the design feeling. They've offset the dial against the strap. And I thought, how crazy is that? It looks so strange. But then you look at the design of the Frogman, for example, and the wildness of that design, the brilliance of that design. And I thought, this watch is totally cool. And then I learned that it was Casio's, I do apologise, Casio's commitment to making variants and launching the Frogman range. And sure enough, it's great. Now, I don't have any Frogmans here, but I do have a lot of photographs of the frogs that I've been able to photograph over the years. And I'm going to have to show you them, because the Frogman is so cool. And if I had one here, I would definitely wear it, especially a couple I can think of. But what I have found is that it is perfect for the occasion in the summer, on holiday, if you're in a sporty mood. In a business meeting, it's perhaps not so, it's a little bit flamboyant and attention grabbing, although I really like that, and I don't really care either. So I would wear a Frogman in a meeting. But these days, I'm always going to the G-Shock Square. I mean, it's winning hands down, and I'm really unbiased, I suppose, because, I could easily put the Apple Watch on, I could easily put one of the mechanical watches on, but every time I'm going G-Shock. You know, frogman is the thing that does keep grabbing my attention, and I am really interested this year if they release a 40th anniversary new digital frogman, and I think they will. And you know, that's going to be a real treat to see that. And you can bet your bottom dollar I will try and get it to show. And you know, so again, you know, if we are talking design, Casio G-Shock, you know, seem to, you know, walk the floor on lots of watch brands because their ability to design, their ability to be different, their ability to be innovative, you know, and off the scale different actually. Pick any G-Shock watch and go variants, and watch G-Shock knock out 10 different variants, different colorways, you know, and more. And I glanced at a G-Shock catalogue about 2 years ago, and it had all the G-Shocks from the very beginning, and hundreds of G-Shocks, and the Frogman range. I mean, what a treasure for the collector to be collecting something that is so collectible, is so varied, and there are so many of them. Yeah, I mean, this has turned into a G-Shock appreciation video, I suppose. I was going to chat about the industry, but the video's just had its own life, and I've been chatting about G-Shock and design and how cool it is. But I can feel that this video is coming to an end because I'm frozen. My hand holding this camera is literally freezing, so I am going to have to say goodbye. Anyway, I will come back again, and I hope everybody is well. And just before I step inside, I thought I would show you the weather here. It's cold. This might look pretty. In fact, you know, the reason I'm showing it to you is because it looks pretty, but it's so cold. And once again, the G-Shock TFC, and yeah, that's not a bad shot. You can see the mist fog. Believe me, it was sub-zero. I imagine it's around freezing now, or it might just be over. But I thought it was great for the watches earlier that I showed over there. Anyway, hope everyone's well, and speak again soon.